Hi, this is Christy Haig, and today I wanted to share with you 3 tips for putting together a Facebook timeline graphic. I have this timeline quick page graphic that I got from Kristen Seebe's Facebook fan page. I'm just going to pull it up here so you can see the web address there, facebook.com/KRISTIN CB Designs. And under her free tab, if you've liked her page, you can pick up some free holiday Facebook timeline graphics. So I've downloaded one of them here, and you'll see that it has 3 holes here for pictures, and so I'm going to use the faces of my 3 kids from this picture. So the first tip I have for you has to do with the size of a Facebook timeline graphic. So clicking just on the graphic here, let me just show you what the size is in case you wanted to make one from scratch. You would want to create a document that was 850 pixels wide and 315 pixels high. But it turns out that most of the pictures and scrapbooking graphics that you will try to use to create that timeline graphic are going to be much larger in size. And you can see that if I drag it onto this one, you'll see that the picture is way too large for what I want to use. So the first thing to do, so that I don't have to keep resizing it on here, is I'm just going to resize my picture. So I'm going to go image, resize, image size, and I've played around with this a bit and found out that if I make my picture about 800 pixels, the faces are about the right size. And so then I can drag it on here and put it under the quick page here in the layers palette, and you can see that the pictures then can be seen through. Now the problem is that because there are 3 holes and they're sort of close together, it's hard for me to space it so that I can get each of their pictures in one of the holes. For example, if I did this and got those 2 and then tried to add the graphic again to get my older son in the middle, it would cover up the other 2 images. So the second tip that I'm going to share with you today is to sort of make your own template out of this. And what we're going to do for that is we're going to pick a shape tool. You can pick a circle or a square, doesn't really matter, but what you want to do is you want to create a shape that covers one of the quick page holes but does not cover any of the others. And then I'm going to create a shape for this one. Again, make sure that it's not too big that it goes into the other hole. And I'm going to create one for this one. Move that off over a little so that they don't overlap. So now in the layers palette again, I can bring the quick page layer to the top so that the shapes are hidden under. And now I use these just the same way I would use a template. I pick the first shape that I have, drag my picture over it, and with my keyboard I'm going to hit Control G or Command G for a Mac so that it clips the picture just to this shape. So it's only going to show the part of the picture that is over top of this shape. And I'll drag it around until I get my son's picture in there, and I can use the arrows on my keyboard to make final adjustments like that. Then I go and pick the next shape, and I drag the picture I want for that shape, hit Control G on the keyboard, and it'll clip so that it's just showing the area around that on top of that shape. And then finish up with the third shape. Drag the picture on, Control G, and move. And now you can also, just like you were using a template, you could resize this. I'm going to rotate it a little bit here. Until I get them exactly the way I want. So that's the second tip. And the third tip I have for you is saving. The way you're going to want to save it is save it as a JPEG. So we're going to go to Save As. I'm just going to save it to my desktop so that I can find it. Give it a name, and then choose a JPEG file and save. You have to pick the quality that you want. Really anything 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would be fine. And then go ahead and pull up your Facebook page. If you do not have a timeline cover yet, you'll find an Add a Cover button. If you already have a graphic on there, if you hover over, I think it says change cover, but when you hover over it, you'll see a button that appears. So you go ahead and add it, and you can choose from photos that you already have on Timeline, or what we're going to do is upload a photo. So I'm going to go and find the Timeline graphic photo that I made and click open, and it will appear. Now you'll notice that it has a drag to reposition cover with a hand. I can't drag mine because this Facebook timeline graphic is exactly the right size for here, but if you had a larger image, you could move it around to get it to fit the way you wanted, and hit Save Changes. And there you have it, a brand new Facebook timeline cover.